Hello, guys. Welcome to the Coolest Chess podcast. This is your boy Tabuko. Please kindly like and subscribe to the channel. I'm with Dante. Big up, bro. How are you?
Yeah, big up to Mega. Not too bad. A little bit sick, a bit of a cold, but I'm all good. How you been?
Yeah, man. Busy. Uh,
Busy, busy. Back streaming, which is good. We need some Chelsea
yeah,
streaming content.
yeah. Streaming for now because I can't guarantee I'll be back forever because just I told you before the stream what happened. So might
Yep,
take a
yep.
while again, but again, let's see.
And we do have some technical issues, so people know that. So it's just going to be us talking more. There's not much on the screen as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, if you're watching, please kindly like and subscribe to the channel and let us know in the comment section. Do you think the Chelsea owners can change the stream, as they said it via Fabrizio Romano, various journalists that they are willing to tweak the what you call
The model.
this the model. So I don't know that will be possible. For me personally, I will wait and see. I'll judge it in the summer because now I can't read any more PR because I'm done with PR. So let me just let me let me
Big up to everyone in the chat as well.
yeah, big up. Let me just read the comments
Looks like Rich
first.
Moneymakers is back. That's good. Good to
Yeah,
see
Rich.
him. Not sure
Yeah.
what happened to your account, Rich, but you've been posting some very interesting stuff.
So I need to, a lot of things now. Uh, big up to Rich Makers. It says he's back. And then also, what did he share? With a phone is so much trickier. I think,
We've got a lot to share. Looks like they're talking quite a bit there, so we've got quite a bit to read out.
and with a phone is it's so hard to share. Says everyone hit the like button, subscribe is free, and it takes a second. Yeah, I appreciate that, Rich Makers. Uh, okay. And also, big up to DJ says, big up to they can't change their model because they invested too much money into it. The salary cap will not be changed because they will not pay the big wages to the players. And the only way uh, I think is to sell, right? Yes. So what are your thoughts about it, Dante? Do you agree with this statement that the only way is to sell?
No, I don't agree with that. No, I don't because look, they've put a plan for. We can go on about this forever and over in circles. They put a plan out. They're sticking to it. The plan was always pretty much a 5-year plan. Sign young players, develop them together, sell the ones you can't that are not good enough or can't make it or want to leave, for example, like a couple of them. But we have not sold any players, that core part of the team that want to be here. We haven't sold any of those. So the plan was always a 5-year plan. Do that, and then hopefully, if we're up where we need to be, start adding some quality to the team as well when they come to the right age. Because basically, now Enzo Fernandez 24, 25, Moises Caicedo 24, 25. They're starting to come up into that age bracket where they've got experience. Some leaders are developing, and we'll see what they said. They've hinted that they will, add some experience. They're not gonna. I don't think gonna add crazy experience as we're talking about 30-year-olds, but they will sign probably players around that same age, maybe a couple of years older, and I think they will do that in the summer. And I think that's been the plan all along, in my personal opinion. Well, that's what they said at the start they're gonna do. That's what they're gonna do. That is the plan that they're gonna do. Let's see if they follow that. We'll wait and see. But yeah, I mean, they followed everything. They've stuck to their guns for now. Everything they said they do, they have done. They haven't veered away from it. So to me, look, I think they're gonna do that. Yeah, because that's what they said they're gonna practically do when they, that 5-year sort of mark. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
It was
let's see what will happen.
long-term vision. It was always 5 years plus. It was a long-term project, a long-term vision. Sign youth, let them grow together. Keep the good ones. The ones that don't quite make it or want to leave, they go. Then when the team is ready, which I think, especially next season, it will be. We had a setback because I think obviously if the manager didn't leave, Maresca, we're talking about, things could have been even probably better. But unfortunately, we had to make that change, and that set us back a little bit. Unfortunately, whose fault that is, we don't quite know the 100% details yet. It's probably a bit of everything, a bit of everyone. Stuff can happen, relationships can break down, but that's in the past now. We've got a new manager, and we'll see what happens. Finish the season strong. I mean, we're still in the FA Cup semi-final. We got not a bad draw. If we get in the final and we win, say we win the FA Cup. I'm looking a bit ahead, but say we win the FA Cup, finish top 5. Well, that's pretty much not a bad season, to be honest. It's not a bad season at all. Looking at what happened throughout the season, especially with the managerial change that late in the season, and kind of had to bring someone new in, new style, someone that has a bit of different philosophy, plays a little bit different. So, if we manage to win a cup, which I think everyone from the start of the season, if we manage to win a cup, I said, I'm not sure if I remember you, Tobago, but I think you said the same. If we win a cup, get to the round 16 at least, or quarterfinals, semifinals, maybe Champions League. Unfortunately, we got knocked out a bit there early, but finish top 4, top 5. It's not a bad season in the end. It's a little step forward, but nothing too special. But next season, I think that's where the big step comes in, and that's next season.
Yeah, hopefully we can change in the model. But again, we need to talk about the Enzo Fernandez situation before we talk about the model.
Yes.
Uh, so let me go again. Okay, say big up to rich money makers here. Okay, they're talking to each other here. So says they do have money. I've been told that Rich James and Cocorel have been informed that we are taking this model. Well, we'll wait and see. Just like we've been talking, me and Dante, that they might say that, but again, I think they need to prove to us in the summer. That is the very important thing. And as well, as a club, we need to qualify in the Champions League spot. As yesterday, we saw that top 5 now is guaranteed to finish in the USL spot. So
Yeah, and
we need,
it could actually be even top 6, to be honest. If Aston Villa win
yeah,
the
if
Europa
Aston
League,
Villa.
yeah, if they win the Europa League, say Arsenal as well win the Champions League, etc. Well, then it could be, you're looking at top 6 then. So, that's a good. You don't want to go that way, but you'll take it if it happens. You'll take it.
100%. Sometimes you deserve your luck.
Yeah, look, if sometimes we've seen good Chelsea teams in the past, full of stars, finish 10th, and then the
It
season
was
after, the
yeah,
win.
I
So
remember that.
yeah, so I mean, we finished 10th, we finished 6th, we finished 8th with good Chelsea teams with like strong core. Like we're talking about, Terry, Lampard, all the top players still there. So yeah, it can happen. It's simple as that. It can happen, and the next season you're good. Look at Man United, for example.
Yeah, with Manchester United, I said it at the beginning that when Carrick is taking over, they're going to qualify for the Champions League. The issue for me was not Ruben Amorim. I think Ruben Amorim was stubborn. He wanted to use his system, and Manchester United didn't want to sign the players for his system, which is wrong as well. So Carrick just took the system and then they started to play well. So
Yeah,
anyway,
look,
forget about Manchester United. I don't care about the team.
no, but I'm just saying they finished what, like 14, 15th last season, and they could probably
Exactly.
finish top 4 this season. So it just tells you little things at that top level. Sometimes the right manager, some couple of extra players you're adding, a little tweak here, a little tweak there. Well, can make a big difference because the teams are already very, very good quality, and we have a very good team that's still very young, but they're starting to hit that 24, 25. that age where now they're not young anymore.
100%. So, guys, if you're watching, please kindly like and subscribe to the channel. Uh, Let me read some other comments here. Uh, it says, so don't be surprised to see Marco Corella signing your renewal before the protest. No, the reports are saying Marco Corella already signed a new
He's already
contract, but
signed one. Yeah, he signed back
they are
months
saying
ago.
the one, he signed months ago. S- DJSFs go and check the government website card. They tell you everything on that. All minerals and units said same thing and read the same documents out. It's all in black and white. I've checked for it. Um,
Unfortunately, just mentioning minerals and units loses all credibility for me. Unfortunately,
yeah, I've saw one they talked about, but again, no journalist have said anything. Even the top one, as in terms of finance and everything, Ben Jacobs. I think maybe you might be the one that talk about that. Even Ziegler, that other guy that hates Chelsea, he
yeah,
should
yeah,
have
yeah.
mentioned that Chelsea can sell and stuff. But again, I won't speculate anything. And because what we know is that they can sell the club after 10 years. For now, I'm not sure about anything.
Yeah, but the thing is, they don't want to sell. That's not the plan. The plan is not to sell the club. They don't want to sell. They like, they attend games. They like the club. They like, this is a project for them. And they're billionaires. They don't like to fail. They don't like to fail in projects. So it is a long term project. So they've got that, but they don't want to sell. They still want to, they want to make this work and they want to make this succeed. And the plan's going to the way they planned it. Like I said earlier, long term plan, 5 years plus. Then they said they'll add a couple of two or three really top players to the team to try to complete the team. That's what they said they're going to do. So let's see if they stick to that. But like I said, so far they've stuck to everything they said.
100%. And big up to Melon. Big up, bro. It's been a while. Uh, I've been having some technical issues. I'm not able to stream. And also, big up to Khan. I saw Khan here. Where's Khan? Oh, it says Dante, but they bounced back immediately. That's this genius comment about previous occasion. They didn't have these potential youngsters will break if stars will blossom someday model. So let's stop that.
Okay, let me just respond to who that is. Sorry, I didn't see the name.
It's
Uh,
Khan.
okay.
Big up Khan, by the way.
So what that bounce back? So have we had an opportunity to bounce back yet? The season's not finished. Like I said, we're in the semi-final of FA Cup. We're still in the top four race. We're still in the Champions League. Can get the Champions League spots. We haven't we haven't fallen that far yet. This is the problem. People are still thinks season's over. It's like we're Tottenham or something. We're in 15th spot. We've got no chance of nothing. Well, no, we still got a chance to win the FA Cup and qualify for the Champions League. So we haven't really needed to bounce back yet or anything like that yet. To be honest, we haven't fallen that far. We've been going upwards, not backwards.
Yeah, like we have 7 more games to go. But after the Manchester United and City and Manchester United game, I think will give us a clear indication what is going to happen. But hopefully, we can turn things around because if you check the table right now, I think it's Brentford right up 2 points behind us. So if we lose and they win, they're going to be ahead of us. So we need to be as careful as well. But again, Manchester needs a City looking to win the league and we are fighting for top four. So it's going to be tough. But we are playing at home. Hopefully, we can turn things around. But again, before we go to the Manchester City game, what are your thoughts about what was being said during the international break about Enzo Fernandez talking about he would like to live in Madrid, and also Marco Correa talking about the model it's not good enough because they focus on buying young players, and sometimes these players they need to win top trophies. But with kids, it's so hard to win the trophy because those kids are not experienced enough to play big matches, just like the PSG one that was so hateful. So, what are your thoughts about it? And
Not quite like that. He didn't say that the model's bad. He just said, uh, he said it would help if we had, that,
are you
so
there?
yeah, yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm good.
Are you there, Dante, or just
Yeah,
me?
I'm here. Can you hear me? I've got
Yeah.
full
Uh,
power.
oh, oh, can hear you now.
Okay, yeah, sorry. No, I have full connection, so I'm not sure. I said he didn't say that it's the model's bad, so he didn't say that. He said it would be good if we can add a couple different type players in a situation that if we had a couple of players like that in a situation like that. But I mean, we played with kids in the against PSG when we demolished them. We played with kids when we demolished Barcelona. So you can still win, but he's talking about, as in winning. He's talking about winning the Premier League more probably, or the Champions League, like, not, other things like that. So yeah, look, he's not wrong with that. He's not wrong, but there's a reason why he's a few months ago he signed a contract extension, and then a day later in another interview he said that he loves the club. He doesn't want to go anywhere right now. So yes, Barcelona. Of course, he likes Barcelona. He's from there. So that's not a problem. And obviously, Rosinha talked to him. They had a meeting, and it was cleared up, and it was fine. So I don't have a problem, to be honest, with what he said that bad. Now, Enzo Fernandez, for example, so he said, he would love to live in Madrid, blah, 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 blah. The problem there, I don't have a problem with that at all. I think that's fine. He is
Yeah,
Spanish,
same here.
and
Same
and
here
he's
as well.
yeah, he's Argentinian. He's from the Americas. They all want to live in Madrid or Barcelona because they speak the same language, and the culture is exactly the same, of course. And it's a rich city. They're very rich people as well. That's where you want to be. So yes, it's perfect for that. I don't have a problem with him saying that at all. The problem was, I think 2 days later, he did another interview, and this is, I think, probably the club already talked to him about it, and he said it again, and I think that's where the problem was. He repeated himself again instead of maybe saying it in a different way, a bit smarter. So, and look, probably the meeting that he had with Rosenia wasn't as good as it was with Cucurella, because otherwise he wouldn't have, put him to sit for the next two games. So yeah, look, we don't know because we're not in there. We're not sure what happened exactly. But
Mm.
if you look at it in hindsight, look, Cucurella didn't get a, call it a suspension, call it whatever you want. He didn't get that. To me, that just tells me that Enzo Fernandez's attitude or something he said or how he took it and how how he handled the situation probably wasn't as good as Cucurella, and that's why he got that. Because otherwise, a club would not kind of suspend you otherwise.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, like
yeah,
I said, I don't
I
have a problem with him saying it the first time, but then 2 days later, doing another interview and saying it again, that's especially after the club probably talked to him and Racing talked to him about it. Then he said it again. Well, yeah, that's probably stepping the line a little bit. And I back what the club did. I'm happy what the club did. I don't care if he's a superstar, whatever. And you know how much I love Enzo Fernandez. He's one of my favorite players. So I think that's the right choice. If he overstood the boundary, and if they had a chat and he didn't take it the right way, something else was said, or he had a bit of an attitude about it. Well, then, yeah, unfortunately, sorry, buddy. That's what every top club should do. No one player is above the club.
for me personally, I think Enzo Fernandez doesn't rate Lembro Senior. For me personally, that's my take. Because remember after the PSG game, he talked about something else, and then they asked Lembro Senior, and then he said he was not aware about it. And boom, we went to the international break. We saw news about flirting with Real Madrid and stuff. So for me, clearly, I think it doesn't rate Lembro Senior. That's my opinion. But again, he needs to be respectful to the coach. But I also, again, right, the Chelsea, when they hired Rafael Benitez, the players were not happy about it. And then they showed it that they were not happy about it, even though they won the Europa Cup. But again,
That's a different team, different players, different
yeah, that
era.
we had leaders, we had winners.
Exactly. That's very different from now. So, it's not the same. You had all those senior core of senior players. It's very different. They were controlling that dressing room. It's different. So, look, it could be, but you don't have to sometimes like a coach. You don't have to like him, as in there's, I think in every dressing room, there's probably 20% that don't like the coach that's currently there. Every single dressing room. It does not exist where there's a dressing room where every single player likes every single coach, or every coach likes every single player. It just doesn't happen. It's not real. That doesn't exist. So maybe, but they are still professionals. And obviously he said something. I don't think it's more in the interview. I think it's probably how the meeting went, or what he said, or how he acted. That's why he got that. And you got to set an example. You can't. Doesn't matter if it's Enzo Fernandez, he's vice captain. You still got to set an example, and that's what I back the club for doing that. I don't mind it at all.
Okay, no problem then. Let's move on. I think we have some other things that we need to share because I don't know where
You
to
don't agree
start.
with that? You don't think they should?
For me, it doesn't make sense. If what Marco Corella said, I think is uh, more hating than the Enzo Fernandez situation, saying, uh, uh, I would like to live in Madrid. But with Marco Corella, he questioned the model. So I think what the most hating is what Corella said, and then they still punished Enzo Fernandez. But again, like you get, I agree with the fact that you said maybe they had a meeting and the meeting didn't go well. So that's why the club decided to sanction him for 2 games. So that
Exactly. I
might be
mean, it
the
can only be that. That's probably the highest out of all. If you put it together, that's probably what happened, to be honest. Because, like you said, the Cucurella thing, if you look at it in hindsight, that's probably a little bit not worse, a little bit. Well, if you want to call it worse, you can call it worse. But yeah, of course. So I think it's how Enzo Fernandez took it, and we saw his agent post something after. So that
Are
just
you
tells
there?
you, yeah, we saw his agent that he posted that he wasn't happy that blah blah blah. I think it's all got to do with contract as well. I'm pretty sure it's got to do with contract as well because he hasn't signed that contract extension yet. He wants a lot more money, obviously. So I think there's more things at play there than just that. And obviously, something was said or something wasn't done right, and that's why he got that suspension. It's simple as that. It's pretty easy to see why, because, like you said, Michael Krella didn't get it. So
Yeah, 100%. So kind of agree with you. Says Dante's right about those guys being billionaires. They know project that is the difficult. They are stubborn for the sake of proving or reinventing football business when none needed.
no, I agree with the first part. The second part, no, because uh, like you said, they're billionaires, but investments in that are always long term. You put a lot of money up front, and yes, you're in the minus, but you end up getting it back later on, and that's how most of the big businesses work. So, you know, let's not forget the financial changes that happened in football, and we're really not that big of a club as in revenue. They've completely restructured that, and we made a profit. We made a record profit in revenue for what we did, the way they're going about the business side of things. So they're doing the right thing there. So I don't see it. I don't see it like that at all. I think they know what they're doing. They didn't. They don't make the money. If they do sell, say after 10, 15 years, yeah, they're going to build the club up bigger. So when they do sell, they're going to make a lot of money off it as well. That is business, yes. But they still want to be successful, because if you're not successful, you're not selling that club for a higher price, and you're not going to make that much money. So you have to be successful and win things and be on the stage everywhere, international stage, and on every headline, and in every, at the top of everything. So I think they're going in the right way about the business. I'm not worried about the business side of things. They know what they're doing. like I said, people are worried about, oh my god, minus 200 million, minus 300. Oh no, they have to play loans back. This That's how big business works. You're always in the minus at the start, big minus. You slowly get it back, and then you eventually turn it into a profit, and then eventually into quite a big profit. This is not a short term, unfortunately. And no, Abramovich would have not done this. People are saying, if Abramovich was still in charge, look at how many fines and look how much. If Abramovich was in charge today, we'll probably be relegated. You there, Tobago?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree with you. If Roman was in charge, we've been points because of what was happening behind the scenes. You're cooking the
Yeah, and
books.
maybe
So,
potentially
but
relegated.
again, the
Yeah,
other
heavy,
issue, right?
heavy sanctions. Imagine if he was still in charge, 110% we would be. And everybody's saying that, these guys, these new owners are going to relegate us. They're going to bankrupt us. Well, like if Abramovich was still in charge, I think that was probably more a reality than actually, them in charge.
100%. So Rich Moneymaker says the owners couldn't do a lot of sponsor because of Premier League charges, NFA charges. Now they are fined. They find our potential sponsors.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Uh, Let me just read this. My new phone is so hard.
Sometimes
Uh,
they need to disclose. They need to disclose that to big sponsorships like shirt. They need to disclose that there's an investigation, there's a charge coming up, and sponsors will not, when they look into it, they will not sign any deal till that gets, till that gets disputed and gets resolved. So, yeah, I think Rich Money Makers is spot on about that, 100%. Yeah.
Khan says they manage hundreds of billions. Who knows? This might be their side hobby. Once they get bored, revenues keep tanking. They will dump it and move on. I can't understand this love fees for them. But my biggest issue right now with these owners, right? For me personally, my biggest issue at the moment is that no movement with the stadium. Now it's been 4.5 years now. Nothing on the stadium yet. So that's my biggest issue. Are we going to get a new stadium? I'm not sure, man.
I
It's
can
been a long
guarantee
time.
you they want a stadium and a big ass stadium as well, because they want to, put it up there, show off, have the biggest stadium, has the best stadium in London, but they cannot do that because of the pitch owners, the CPO. They cannot do that. Even Abramovich couldn't do that. No one could have done. It's very, very hard. It is not easy in London, and to find land and to do. It's not that simple. People think it's like, it's very simple. Just go buy a piece of land and build a stadium. It's not that simple. There's a lot of stuff that needs to happen and go right for that to happen.
Big up to Kane is a Manchester United fan. Yeah, I think he's loving it right now. Manchester United are no longer in the trenches now. And going back in the Champions League, which is a good thing for him. But quick
Well, we don't
question
know
for
that for
Kenny.
sure yet. We'll see.
Nah. For me personally, I think they're going to make it. So,
If
Kenny,
five,
quick
six
question.
teams, yeah, they probably will. If it's 5 or 6 teams, they probably will be there. But the season's not finished yet. They could lose the next 5, 6 games. You never know. They could lose those games, and then they slip down.
Yeah, quick question for Kenny, right? Before we move on, do you think Carrick is the right coach for Manchester United in the future, or you want someone else?
Oh, they got to stick with him. I mean, they'll be stupid not to stick with him.
But remember, Dante, the pressure is not the same. Now there's no expectations, right, for
Of
Manchester
course,
United.
no Europe, no
But
expectations.
yeah, but let's come next season. They're going to have expectations. Maybe they're going to buy bigger players, as you know, Manchester United in terms of signing big players and then putting a lot of wages. I think they're good at that. So, for example, if they sign maybe Osimhen, for example, and as another top 2 or 3 signings, so they're going to have bigger expectations. And what if he fails? That's the issue. So they need
Yeah,
to be
exactly.
careful as well.
And they're going to be in Europe and the Champions League. There's, you're going to play 2-3 games in a row each week, not like, not one game a week. So that's really helped them. That's kind of been a blessing in disguise. That's helped them a lot, of course. So yeah, it's going to be very different. So they'll have a decision to make, but I think they have to keep him. If he finishes top 4, they have to keep him. They have no choice, to be honest.
Yeah, I says we must make the USL first, then we can talk. But he is making a good case for himself. So far, he has 100% home record. Yeah, that's wonderful. But hopefully, can donate us 3 points next week at the Stamford Bridge. That will be lovely.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, you can share the news items about Josh Achimpong. Then we can start about it.
Josh Achimpong.
Yeah, on
You want me to
this
do
chat.
it?
Yeah, you
You want
can.
me to
Yeah, you
share
can
it?
do it. Yes.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, no problem. For me personally, like in terms of the model, I'm not sure they're going to change it. But again, let's see, man, because we are not in a summer transfer window yet, and also there's going to be a long transfer window because of the World Cup and everything. We need to scout some players there as well. But for me personally, I think we need a better striker, man. João Pedro is doing very well. We need someone else to challenge him, not Liam Delap. And hopefully we can sell him to Newcastle because he's been linked to Newcastle as well.
Yeah, go on, Tobago.
Okay. After that, I'll cancel it and then going to go back. So it's Richard says, oh man, not that one because he
Oh,
says, let me remove it. I've removed it. You can
okay.
still,
Which
yeah.
one?
Uh, one.
Let me have a look, because that's the one from Vince you said. So sorry, Tobago. Which one? I don't know which one you want.
The first one talked about the club are not willing to sell him, blah 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 blah. You saw that?
From Vince?
Yeah, from Vince. He said by yeah, I think Bobby Vince Bobby, something like that. Khan says not that I wish for it.
Ah,
Our
okay. Yeah, I found it.
situation.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, no problem. So let me read this. Says not that I wish for it. Our situation will be like in United in 2013. Pool since early 2000s until Klopp and Arsenal since invisible season. A prolonged period in wildness with a cup here and there. You know what? As long as Lemresina is in charge, I agree with that statement.
Yeah. Look, it's not just Racinia. Let's not forget Maresca didn't really play him that much after as well, especially the later stage before he left and stuff. He didn't play him either. So after he said that he loves him, etc., he didn't really play. The now, what that he's got to do with, we're not sure. Like I said, people can't see what happens in training, what happens, behind the scenes. Why is he not training well? Is he struggling, with tactics? There's a lot of things behind the scenes that can. There's a reason why he's not playing. So yeah, we don't know exactly 100% to be the reason why he's not playing, but at this stage, I think probably the best solution, in my opinion, would be for him to go on loan next season. To be honest, because we will be signing a centre back. So maybe even two, who knows? And we are getting Levi Colwell back. So for me, I think he should definitely be going on loan next season. I don't see him playing that much, to be honest, in my opinion. So I think he should definitely go on loan and develop more, go play more, go develop more. Where that is, I'm not sure, but go and do it. Even Strasbourg, I would send him to Strasbourg. I think, especially if they're in Europe, it wouldn't be a bad, destination for him to go and develop more. But for some reason, we've seen managers now not really play him once or twice. He plays well one game, then let's not forget the last couple of games he's played when Rafinha played him, he was not good. He gave the ball away, caused a couple of errors that led to goals, so he wasn't that good. Now, there is a reason why him, Maresca, etc. don't play him that often, and that's because probably something's not quite 100% there yet.
Yeah, I've said it even in January. I've said it that Chelsea should not recall Aaron Arcelmino at Dortmund. They should have let him go there, continue the season, and loan just Achimpong at Strasbourg, because I know it's helping in terms of a right back situation when Reece James or Malagusto, either of them are not available. But again, it's not helping the kid. The kid needs to develop. So Strasbourg would have gained a lot of experience because they're in Europe, and then is our sister club. They're going to develop
Yeah,
him just like how they're developing McPandes, which is good for us.
I agree with
So,
that. The only thing I don't agree is probably Antomino. I think he had to go away from Dortmund because of what they were doing. So I think there's more than just football there. I think it's politics, etc. It's not just because of the football. It's because of what they were doing to him and with him, tapping him up, breaking some rules as well, probably. So Chelsea had to act and make a decision, and they did that. And in that stage of the season, well, you know, the move, he was injured as well. Let's not forget. So it was a good move for him to go to Strasbourg. I think if that did not happen, I think there could have been a very good likelihood that Achimpong would have probably gone if that didn't happen as well, in my opinion.
but again, Dante, let me ask you an honest question, right? Uh, do you think Aaron Asamino have a future at Chelsea? If if we go with what the reports are saying, that Chelsea are willing to tweak their system, their model by some experienced players. For me personally, I think we need experienced centre backs. The
Mhm.
midfielder, I'm fine with you. Maybe we need another winger if we sell Ganacho and a striker. For me personally, I think we need experienced centre backs, maybe two of them. For
Yeah.
me, that's my takes. But again, do you think Aaron Aselmin have a future at Chelsea? According to your opinion?
Yes, of course he does. He's young. Of course he's got a future. Now, if he hasn't played for Strasbourg yet because, like I said, he was injured. So, and that is a problem as well. Let's not forget, injuries is a problem with him as well, unfortunately. So, anyway, he's going to have a run at it now. He came on the other day, looked very good. Let's see. He's got a run till the end of the season. They're in the Conference League, playoff stages. They should get pretty far in that competition. Let's see how he plays, what he does. Look, he did very well when he played at Dortmund. So, from what I saw at Dortmund, he definitely has a future, especially I think with the clear out we're going to have at centre back, because I think you're going to see quite a few of the centre backs leaving in the summer, to be honest. So, we're going to need that extra depth because you're going to have the Sassi leaving. I think there's a big question mark. Most like, I think even Buddy Shield probably might be leaving. You could look at Tosin, he might be leaving as well. And even Shalaba's the fourth one. So, you know, I think those players might be leaving. Four of those players. That's four centre backs leaving. So yes, you do have room. He can have a future if he does come back. It just depends what he does at Stratford, and more importantly, what he does in the preseason when he joins the team. That's where the decision will be made. What they see in preseason training, how he goes, what he does. That's where the decision will be made. But I think he's definitely got a future. He's got the talent, he's got the physicality, the height, the technical ability. He's got all the tools needed for a modern centre back. Probably the problem is fitness is a big problem. He's had a big problem with fitness, but the rest, he's got everything that's needed. So yeah, I think he does have a future. If he keeps developing the way he is, I think he's got a future 100%. He's a very, very good centre back. He's a modern centre back because he can play with the ball very well as well, and has, like I said, the height, the physicality. He's got pretty much everything that you want in a modern centre back. Now, can he take the next step? That's still to be determined, but he's definitely got everything needed to do that.
Oh, I saw another comment. What is it now? Ah, okay, yeah, this one. I've saw the journalist from Argentina. He talked about the suspension of Enzo Fernandez. Says even the players are annoyed that
What does the
Enzo.
journalist from Argentina know? He only knows Enzo Fernandez. He doesn't know what happens at Chelsea. Like that's why I don't believe that, because it's, a journalist from Argentina. He's gonna back Enzo Fernandez.
Okay, okay. Also, against Manchester City on Sunday, which midfielders are you going to pick?
Uh, I probably Lavia Caicedo for me, definitely. Yeah,
Yeah, 100%,
control the
hundred
game. We
percent.
need, two.
And
We like Rosina likes to play with two defensive midfielders there to cover. So yeah, you'll definitely be those more defensive-minded midfielders, because Enzo's not there as well, obviously. But yeah, I think even if he was there, I think those two probably still start anyway.
100%. Says they are concerned about putting pressure on McPender's being number one goalkeeper, and Ekbali loves him, but he has been told that it could be a risk. In my opinion, I want an experienced goalkeeper to help Pendes. So, but in my opinion, right, as a Chelsea fan right now, for me personally, I don't trust. I like Sanchez, but again, I don't trust him. I like Philip Jorgensen. I don't trust him. Uh, we all know that Mike Pendes is the future of the club. For me personally, you know what? If I'm Chelsea, I would sell Sanchez and Philip Jorgensen and make Mike Pendes as a number one right now, because as much as we want to win trophies and stuff, we did it with Qatar under Jose Mourinho. It turned out to be the best solution because you already have an experience in Europe with Atletico Madrid. Unfortunately, it turned to be a snake and he left for Real Madrid. But for me personally, I would trust McPandes to be a number one and buy another backup goalkeeper, an experienced backup goalkeeper, in my opinion, because I'm tired of trusting Philip Jorgensen and then Ravel Sanchez, especially with Liam Rosinia making the things worse by shipping them out. This game, this one played. This game, this one played. What is that, man? So in terms of that, in the goalkeeper situation, Tante, what do you thought? Do you need a experienced goalkeeper, or what would you do?
Well, to me, that experienced goalkeeper is Sanchez, because he's going to be 28 next year. So that he's getting up there in his prime, So he's got quite a bit of experience, especially in the Premier League as well. So yeah, look, Sanchez, he was probably one of the players of the season up until probably a month ago, right?
Until
Would you agree with that?
Remusina changing.
No, would you agree with that? That he was probably one of the top two, top three players of the season?
Yeah, I agree with that. But I think Liam Rosina killed his confidence, in my opinion.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, but like I said, he was very, very good, extremely good, actually. Probably,
Exactly. That's why I couldn't understand. Like in a big club like Chelsea, we don't have a number one. What is that? We
we
decided a
do have a number
goalkeeper.
one. What do you mean we don't have a number one?
No, 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 no. Well, did you listen to Limrosina the time he was playing Philip Jorgensen?
What did he say?
He said he doesn't have a number one goalkeeper. He's going to plan which player starts game by
Yes,
game.
that's what managers, when they knew that when they come in. That's what did Maresca say when he first came in as well. The first 6 months.
Yeah, but at least that time we are going we are having preseason and stuff.
This is
No,
what all
no,
new
no, I'm not
managers do,
having.
Shadego, when they come in. They assess, they'll see, and eventually they have a preference. Now, Rossini's preference was Jorgensen. Why? Because probably in training, he was doing a way better at what he wanted him from a keeper than Sanchez. So he got the nod
Yeah.
and he got a
And then
game,
and
and he did.
we and
Yeah, and
PSG
he did
smashed
very,
us.
very well, Jorgensen, actually. He did very well till he made that mistake against Barcelona. He did extremely well,
PSG,
actually. What's that? Sorry.
PSG,
Yeah,
PSG,
PSG, sorry, yeah, against PSG. He played
and they
extremely
smashed.
well in that game. He looked like a world-class goalkeeper in that game with his feet and with everything else in that game up until
I
that
don't know how to
mistake.
be.
Up in that mistake, and then the mistake happened, obviously. So yeah, look, and then he got injured. He got injured as well. I think he still would have stayed in goal. He'll still be if he didn't get his groin because he went and got an operation, a little procedure. He got on his not groin. Sorry, what was it? Something else. So he got a procedure, and unfortunately, he's out. I still think he would have stayed number one if that wasn't the case, in my opinion. Why? Because Rafinha prefers him. Simple as that. He wants him to play the way he played against Aston Villa and the way he played against PSG. Did he make a bad mistake? Yeah, he made a bad mistake, which every single goalkeeper in the world has made that. The best goalkeepers in the world, Neuer, uh, Allison,
But how many mistakes
all of
did
them
he
make
do?
that mistake.
How many mistakes did he do?
In that one mistake, that's the big mistake. That's what everybody remembers.
And
One
then
mistake.
what about the other goal? The fourth goal, the fourth goal of PSG, not fourth
No,
goal I think for
no, none of them
the
were.
final goal, the fifth goal. Oh
No,
my gosh,
to me,
the
no, definitely
position.
not. People are saying
No,
Sanchez would save that. Come on,
no,
people,
no, not
seriously.
that one, not that powerful one, not that killer. The last one. If you check the last goal they scored
The last one, I
was
can't
so.
remember right now. That was a long time ago now. I can't remember.
Yeah, but again, man, I don't understand if this goalkeeper situation stuff. But again, I don't rate the coach. All I care about Chelsea winning, but I still don't rate the coach. By the way,
We know you
just to
don't
put
rate
it
the
in
coach,
record.
yes, but he made the decision. He has to live with it, and unfortunately, it backfired because of that. But if you look at the overall, what he wants from a goalkeeper, Jorgensen's that guy over Sanchez. He is. Look at Sanchez that he's played in now the last few games that he played the last two games or 3 games or whatever it was. Yeah, he's hasn't been good. He has not been good.
Yeah, but again, what did Enzo Maresca do? He saw that what you call Robert Sanchez is not comfortable with his feet, and then they took something in order for him to be
He changed,
comfortable.
yes. Yes, he changed, of course. He changed it. It took him 6 months, but he eventually changed it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Mariska did the same thing at the start, and all managers do that at the start. They just do that with players. That's what's always gonna happen. So, it's not a surprise to me. I saw that coming from, I knew he was gonna probably play Jorgensen because of that, because of the way he likes to play. Sanchez cannot do that, but the problem with Sanchez, he's been not good at what normally he's very good at. He hasn't been that good at either. So if you add that on top of the really, you know, mistakes he can make with his feet, well, then it gets even worse. So, like I said, people keep saying blah 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 shouldn't make the change, but you don't see what happens in training. What if Sanchez has been absolutely horrible in training? What would you do
I
as a
don't know,
coach
man. So, what are your thoughts
if you see
about
a
the
player
Khan
that's in
comments
training
there? It's
and he
directed
can't
to you.
do
Can
what
you
he's
read it
supposed
or
to
should I
do?
read it?
I'm just saying,
Since I don't understand, despite Dante's generally great insight, even if I disagree with some of it, if just doesn't play enough, how will the model of potential young stars turn into a superstar work? What are your thoughts?
well, that's what I said. We don't see what happens behind the scenes, training, off the field stuff. We don't see that. What if there's something not quite right? What if he's not quite good enough? We haven't seen enough. We don't know that. We have no idea. And it was Maresca. He played, like I said, Maresca played him. He didn't play him much. Then he played him a couple of games. where he had really good games, and then we didn't see him again. We did not see him again, even after he talked him up so much. We did not see him again, hardly at all. Rafinha comes in, starts him pretty much straight away. After that, we didn't see him again either. Now that tells me there's something more than just talent and how good he is. Because otherwise, if you're good enough, especially at Chelsea, if you're really good enough, it doesn't matter how old you are. Especially like exactly what you said there. The age doesn't matter at Chelsea because that's what they want to do. The best players stay. The ones that are quite don't make it and quite don't have it, they move on. If that could happen to Josh. Josh is not a superstar player. I mean, I know people put him really up high there, but you just have to look at the games, especially since Rosinic. He had really bad games. Even in the Maresca had horrible games, some horrible games. That's why I think he didn't play him after anymore. He became a bit of a liability. So yeah, it's a really difficult one. Like we said with Tobago, best case scenario would be for him to go out somewhere where he plays week in, week out, so he can develop more.
Yeah, I, that's what I said with Josh. I said, but even last summer when Enzo Maresca was looking for a centre back, that's when the club should have decided to loan Josh Achampong for the future, but they didn't do that. But anyway, I'm not the sporting directors, which I eventually don't read as well. So I don't know, man.
We
But
don't know. We don't know what happens, like I said, in the background. We don't know what happens in training. We don't know what happens in the off the field stuff. We don't know. One thing I do know is if you're good enough, it doesn't matter how old you are at Chelsea.
100%. So Kanye says Dante was watching another match that night. Just uh,
Come on, Khan. Are you serious? He looked like prime Neuer till that mistake. He was the most confident keeper I've ever seen in my life till that mistake.
yeah, but after that mistake, right, the fourth goal is what a wonderful header. But the fifth goal, oh my gosh, was horrible as well.
I can't remember to be honest, that fifth goal. I'm not sure why I can't remember it, but I don't. But I'm sorry, I cannot agree with that. You can say, but I don't think even Tobago did he not look like prime Neuer with his feet, how comfortable he was uh, with the ball, getting around players in that first 70 minutes. Did he not look amazing, Tobago?
He was doing very well. But Dante, let me ask you this question. That's why sometimes I hate I like modern football, but sometimes I hate it. Right? Now we are
Yeah,
more focused. We are now focused on a ball playing goalkeepers and stuff. But
hmm,
again,
yeah,
goalkeeper's primary role is to stop goals. It's to be a stop shorter, those kind of things. Same as center backs. Their primary role is to defend,
yeah.
to keep clean sheets. But now we are more obsessed with ball playing goalkeepers, more ball playing center backs. Like, what is that? I know maybe we can have that, maybe a balance. One of them can do that, just like when we have Levi Colwell and Trevor Chalaba, because we all knew that
Hmm.
Trevor Chalaba can't pass the ball. But Levi can also can be that one that will distribute the ball and stuff. But again, I'm sick of tired of that, man. I'm tired of focusing on ball playing, center backs, and goalkeepers. Why can't they stick to their favorite rules?
That's modern football. You're right. Unfortunately, that's the way it's gone. And most the top teams, they all do that. All of them have that, and most of them do that. The key is, like you said, balance. You got to get the right balance, and you got to find the right players. And that's probably one position where we've failed to recruit. Not failed to try. We failed to hit on players like a higher
Mm.
success rate. We didn't really, Buddy Shield, Disasi, these even Levi Colwell, he wasn't very good for like a good year. Then the last 3 months before he got injured, he was extremely good. So we didn't really hit on our central defenders as we should have, as in, getting hitting like Moises Caicedo, Cucurella, João Pedro. You know what I mean? Like hitting like getting a really good one. We unfortunately that's one position where we just haven't hit on a really good one, and that's why we're looking. We're looking for that. We're looking at that position, and we need to. They know we need to. We tried to get even Jacquet. We tried to get those players. They always try to get these players. and they try to get him a little bit early. So, but now they might be the model as the model is slowly changing and these players are getting older. They can probably look at a guy now that's ready to go. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's one area where we've probably failed to get the guy in there. Besides probably Levi Colwell, like I said, there hasn't been any real success there, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%. Big up to Brav. Big up, bro. Guys, if you can please kindly like and subscribe to the channel. Do you think Chelsea can change their model? This is the topic of today. So, Dante, before we move on to the Manchester City game, um, we saw some reports heavily linked with Baku of Strasbourg is coming to
Mhm.
Chelsea. What are your thoughts about signing? Also, do you think will be a Chelsea or should be a starter? Should I say that?
No, he's not a starter. No, definitely not a starter at Chelsea at the moment. No, I don't think he is. He can come in and be that if he
Oh, are
proves
you
it.
there?
But yeah, yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah, I can. I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. I said no at the moment. Definitely not a starter at the moment. But if he does come in,
No, I can hear you now.
He can definitely earn that if he comes in. But not at the moment. No. Oh, I
Dante,
think. Yeah, yeah. I'm here. I think you're cutting out more.
can it? Now I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right. I'll say it again. Barco at the moment, he's not a starter, definitely not, no. But he can come in and actually become a starter if he proves himself and comes in and does what he does at Strasbourg. He can definitely be a starter, no problem. But look, it's one of those signings where it's too good for to let him go. Because if we don't get him, he'll go he's going to go somewhere else, and they will sell him. So it's one of those we get him at a good price now, and he comes in, or we let him go and you miss on that opportunity. Is he good enough? Well, he is one of the highest rated players in that position in the world for his age, if not the highest rated player, actually. If I remember a couple of stats I was looking at, especially for forward passes, for creating chances, and for distribution going forward from that position. He's basically one of the top teenagers sorry, not teenager, at that age. He's one of the top guys. So yeah, he can do it. He can definitely do it, but he'll come in first, and he'll have to prove himself first. But he'll come in as a squad player at first, 100%. And look, that is the type of squad player you want. He's got, he's not big, he's small, but he's got tenacity. He likes to play rough. He's a bit dirty as well, being Argentina. The way he plays, he goes hard in tackles. He doesn't pull out of tackles. The way he plays, he never runs out of. It seems like he's always running. He never runs out of. You see some players, and people really underestimate that at that level. Fitness, the guy is a bit of a freak fitness wise, because I see him running everywhere and he hardly breaks a sweat. He breathes, but he's running always, all game, got high energy. Now that is a very, very important trait at the top level. That's what sets most players apart that make it to the next level. If you got that fitness, that you really, above a lot of other players. So yeah, I think he's going to be a very good squad player to add to the team, 100%.
Khan says Baku, another potential star, Crimea Reef. Yeah, I don't mind Chelsea signing him, but my only issue will be, for example, right? We sign him and we sell. Let's say we sell Enzo Fernandez to Real Madrid, and we say Baku is Enzo Fernandez's replacement. He will start maybe with Caicedo, with Santos, those kind of things. That will be my biggest issue at Chelsea because we can't keep on developing. We need to develop. Yes, I don't mind that, but again, we need to have main core of experienced players that can help us to challenge for the league, the trophies as well. I'm tired of always signing players that are needs 2 to 3 years to be the main starter.
Hmm.
I'm tired of that damn thing. But again,
The thing
I'm
is,
not
we
the
haven't had
club
that
of.
problem yet. We haven't had that problem where we've lost one of those guys that are more mature, 25, like 24, 25, Moy, and we haven't had that problem yet. So we don't know that if that's the case. I don't think they're signing him to be a starter because, I mean, they're not going to do that. He's
But
coming in to
but
be a
but
player, a squad player, and if he becomes a starter after, amazing. But he's not. You're not signing him to be that guy that's replacing Enzo Fernandez that's going to start every week next to. They're not signing him for that. That's not what they're signing him for. In my
but
opinion, that's
you
not what they're
also,
signing him for.
yeah, but also you can agree that they can start signing for a starter to be a starter
No,
since they
no, I
want.
don't think. Not with Enzo, Romeo Lavia, and Caicedo there. No, no, they're not signing him to be a
I'm
starter.
saying I'm saying if they sell Enzo and they don't sign another midfielder.
Still
And
not.
remember, as much as I love Lavia and Nesugo, we know what happened to them this season. Injuries left and right. So
We
we
don't know
can
that.
guarantee they can be fit until the end of the season, even next season. We
Well,
can't
exactly what you're
guarantee that.
saying there. He has the opportunity to become a starter if all those other players get injured as well and Enzo Fernandez gets sold, but that's not quite going to happen. And I think if Enzo does get sold for 120 million or whatever it is, which I don't see anyone buying him for that price, they will sign another replacement for Enzo Fernandez at that age, at that quality of player, I think.
Okay. So anyway, I don't have a
But
lot of
we
things
haven't
to
experienced that. We don't know that because we haven't experienced that yet with this ownership. It hasn't happened.
100%. So anyway, since we have technical issues, so we can talk about the lineup that we would like to see against Manchester City. But again, overall, what are your thoughts about that game? Do you think we will win that game?
Look, it'll be tough because Man City's in good form at the moment. But let's not forget Man City this season as well. They had 3 or 4 really good games, then they had 3 or 4 really bad games in a row. So they've been very, very inconsistent. It's not been the usual Man City that we normally see. We have, like I said, the last probably 2, 3 games, they've looked again like their old selves, but we've seen that throughout the season. So we're at home, which helps. Well, it'll be tough, but it'll be a game of fine margins, in my opinion. So hopefully we don't make mistakes and we can capitalize on our chances. I think we've got a very good chance of winning, to be honest. We usually play pretty well against Man City, and it's always pretty tight. It's like one goal, like it's not, always one sided or anything like that. By one goal and little margins here and there, a mistake or
We lost you again. I'm not sure whether it's me
you
or
there,
it's
buddy?
you.
Can you hear me? You there? I've got full connection, so I don't know if it's me.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's me or it's you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you 100%.
Okay, yeah, I think it's you, Tobago, because I've got full bars every time, so I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
that might be, babe. That, yeah, I
Your
think it's
screen your
me.
screen keeps getting frozen anyway, so
Yeah, I see that. I don't know why. That's why today it's all about technical issues. Even my Wi-Fi is having technical issues.
yeah, yeah. So it's probably that. Anyway, did you hear anything I said?
Yeah, you said that we stand a chance to beat Manchester City
Yeah,
because they have been not they're not consistent. So they had some bad games, they had some good games. So overall, it's a 50-50.
yeah, and especially that we're at home as well. That helps, and we're usually, like I said, always it's pretty tight against Man City always. Anyway, it's usually by one goal, so I think it'll probably be the same. To be honest, I think it'll be a tight game. So hopefully we get through it. The most important thing is not to lose. The worst case to be a draw. At least you're adding another point, but don't lose that game because that 1 point could be very important in the towards the end of the season.
Yeah, 100%. Look at that. Look at Khan. It says with a manager who sent tactics notes at 85th. 82nd minute of being 8-2 down. Second leg, I'm not very hopeful for the rest of the season. He is way out of his depth and is showing.
Yeah, look, I know how you feel as well about
Oh
him,
my
but
gosh, can't.
listen, the guy's new at the club. He's come in the first 10 games and we were very good. And everybody said, "Oh my guy, Liam Rosina, he's the guy. Thank God Maresca
Not
left."
me, not me, not me.
I'm just saying most people did.
Yeah, most people, not me.
Yeah, so
I've said it before they hire him that for me personally, it's not ready. And then he showed against PSG, especially during that run. PSG, Newcastle, PSG, and Everton. Oh my God, 4 games in a row that we look lost.
yeah,
Ah,
we didn't look good. Yeah, definitely. But I'm just saying, everybody said after 10 games, "Oh my God, what an amazing blah blah blah," and then now they're saying, "Oh my God, how bad, how bad." Maybe just wait till the end of the season, see where we finish. Not after 4 games. Just wait, because like I said, if we win the FA Cup and finish fourth, maybe fifth, but probably could be even fourth, like last season, like we did out of nowhere. We were, we came back. Let's not forget, Enzo Maresca had a much worse run than Liam Rosina has. Like we went like 11 games without hardly winning or doing absolutely nothing. So he's new, he's figuring it out. The 82-minute thing, the guy was trying something new. He was trying to get the message across. And sometimes when you got players that don't speak that well English, showing them it helps a lot as well, showing them on a piece of paper as well. So that's just a communication thing. He wants to be 100%. It doesn't matter. It's the 82nd minute. It doesn't matter. You're losing. It's still a teaching moment. He's trying to teach something there. He's trying to show something, trying to do something, new. That's I have no problem with that at all. It's not a big issue. People making it a big issue because how we lost, but to be honest, I don't have an issue with it. I've seen it many times happen. It's just because it's Rosenia and it's Chelsea, but many other coaches have done it at other clubs, other very big clubs as well.
uh, kind of says no, no, Dante.
That's not true.
No, Dante. Most people were surprised, not in a good way of appointment. Most were indifferent, and the tactics note was pure comedy. You can't be serious. He has become a meme.
I agree with that because they all switched to Maresca because how could we fire Maresca, which we didn't fire, he walked, because they hate BlueCo and they hate the ownership and they hated Maresca first of all, most of them, and then they Maresca left. Everyone decided that they loved Maresca after Maresca
But
left.
but
So
but 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 do you do upgrades
sorry, couldn't hear you
in
breaking up.
some, especially in some other cases? For example, from Enzo Maresca to Lem Rosinia, like is Lem Rosinia upgrade to Enzo Maresca?
That's not what we're talking about, Tobago. That's not what I'm talking about right now.
Man,
And I
you're
couldn't hear
developing
you too
players and
well.
you're developing a coach. Come on, Dante.
What are you saying? You were breaking up.
That
Sorry, I couldn't
doesn't.
hear you properly.
Yeah, my issue now with the model, right? I don't mind. As much as I hate it, I didn't mind when we buy some keys and mix it up with the one that we already signed. For example, Enzo, Caicedo, Laviet. But my issues now from Enzo Maresca to Liam Rosinia. Is it Liam Rosinia an upgrade from Enzo Maresca in your opinion?
No, he's not.
Yeah, this is the model.
Not yet. Not
We
yet. No.
develop. No. We develop coaches. We develop players. Like, what is this, man? What is this?
You got to look at the circumstances as well. Who was available? Who are you going to get? What coach are you going to get when all of a sudden Maresca just decides to walk out because who knows what happened? We don't know, but he walked out. He didn't get fired. Whatever happened happened, but we don't really know exactly 100% what happened.
Get an
Do you think
interim
that
coach. Get an interim coach, and then get a permanent one at the end of the season. Why not?
well they made the call that this was the option, this was an option that was
Uh,
available. They made the call earlier to give him an opportunity. Uh, if he's not good enough, he won't be here after. It doesn't matter if he's got a 5-year, 6-year contract. He's not on high money. He's on very little money. It doesn't matter. If he doesn't do it, he doesn't do it. They'll let him go. But there was no one available. You cannot bring a top class coach at that time of the season. There was no one available to do that. First of all, you're not bringing in anyone. It's very hard to find absolutely anyone at that time because it was a surprise, and they didn't expect it either. It wasn't anything that was expected. If it was expected, and they knew in a long time, that's different. But they didn't expect it. It happened just out of the blue. They had a argument, fight, whatever, and he walked. It just happened. So I give a bit of
So
leeway there because of that. And yes, they took a bit of a risk going for Rosina, but I understand why. He was already in the system. He already knew everyone very well. He understood the project very well. So they decided to give him a go. And if he doesn't do it by next season, he's gone as well. If he doesn't do it,
and that's the issue. He'll be gone, right? And do you think we're going to send an upgrade of a coach as
of
well,
course,
or we're going to?
we will.
Ah,
Yes, if he doesn't do it, we will sign another coach, and we'll have time to look for another coach.
I don't
So
really
yes,
trust these
100%.
guys. Let me
But
give you
I'm
this
not ruling
scenario.
Rosina out, to be honest. I'm not ruling Rosina out after 4 games. I'm not ruling him out. We're
Four
still in the
games. What do
semi-final.
you mean 4 games?
He's a bad run of 4 games. Were we bad before that?
Yeah, some games were bad.
Come on. What did he do in his first 10 games? He didn't lose one game. We smashed Arsenal. Sorry, we smashed
What?
Aston
What?
Villa.
What? What? We smashed what?
Aston Villa. We absolutely destroyed Aston Villa.
Yeah, but he said Arsenal. I was like, what? We
No, no, not
lost 3 games
were
against
we not
Arsenal.
lucky against Arsenal?
Does it? It doesn't matter. The matter that we need to win that game.
But were we not
Let me,
unlucky with calls, and didn't the officials basically hand Arsenal every single goal and every single decision?
but again, if, even our tactics were not good enough,
Okay,
Dante.
Arsenal is a very good team. Uh,
But again,
you know,
can you play Lem Dilep as a winger that is even fading as a center as a striker, but he playing
we
as a
had no
winger?
wingers available. If you look at it, there was
Ah,
no
come
players
on.
available. We had no wingers available. There was no one else. It doesn't matter.
Ah,
I'm just saying Arsenal is a very good team. We
so
lost, fair
so
enough,
so
but we
you're
didn't deserve to
basically
lose
saying
against
that.
them anyway. We didn't deserve it.
So you basically say, for example, let's say this: we go to the final. Chelsea beat Southampton. I know.
Yep.
Leeds City beat Southampton. We go
Yep.
to Wembley. Do you think Lembro Senior can beat Pep Guardiola?
Yes, why not?
Let's see, man. We'll talk about it after if you win the same final first because it's against Leeds that we
Exactly.
bottled.
Well, we're gonna play Man City earlier. We're playing Man City again now anyway, so we'll have a look at that a bit more, won't we, when they play Man City? But why can't we beat Man City? Are you telling me this Chelsea team cannot beat this Man City team this season?
Not under this coach.
Come on, man. Seriously. Wow.
I'm, I'm
If
telling you, Dante.
why not?
You know my issue with Lembro Senior. Even Poch did the same thing. The issues I had.
Oh yeah, he does
Poch,
play a bit more risky. Yes, yes, he does play
he,
a bit
he,
more risky.
uh, uh, every during those 10 games that we talk about, right? Everything was doing was working out, right? And he decided to change the whole thing, and then we started to be a mess. So why, as a coach, try to be uh, smarter and change what was working, and then try something new? And then we're struggling right now. Even we won 7-0 on the weekend. I think that was a good performance. But beside that, why change something that was working as a coach?
Because that's his
Why change
style.
that?
He plays differently. Every coach has a different style and a different setup, a
Then
different
then then
tweaking it a little
then the
bit
new
here and there.
style
They all
is
have different. They're all
I
different.
don't
They all
know.
tweak it. Guys, even Maresca when he came in, he tweaked it. They all do it differently. I mean, I don't understand what's so hard to understand by that. Yeah, yeah,
I
it
have no,
hasn't worked. It hasn't worked the last 4 games. It hasn't worked. But it he worked against Port Vale, and I know people saying, "Oh, it's Port Vale," but Port Vale have been in some good teams up on the way, and we didn't just beat Port Vale,
Mm.
we demolished Port Vale. We didn't just beat
No,
them.
no, don't do that, Dante. You know why they are in the league at the moment, Cotsville.
Yeah, but what did they do in the cup to get to the quarterfinal of FA Cup?
No,
They
let's
got
talk about the
beat
league
teams very
now.
well.
Let's talk about their form then before
Don't worry
meeting
about
us.
their form. I'm saying we're all expected to beat them, but did you expect us to beat them 7-0 the way we played?
Unfortunately, not. But again, let's
That's what
talk
I'm
about
saying.
their
We look
form
very
and where
good.
they are in the league. Where are they now at the moment?
It doesn't
If
matter
you
where they're
check,
in the league. It doesn't matter where they're in the league. It matters that we how we beat
they're
them
going
and
to
what we
they
did
are
in that
going to
game.
the national league. They're going to be relegated. They're going to the national league. So
Okay, and Liverpool and Finger lost to, and Arsenal lost as well. But those all those teams got
I don't care
embarrassed.
about Arsenal. Unfortunately, I don't support Arsenal.
I'm just saying they get embarrassed. Liverpool gets embarrassed. Other teams get embarrassed. Other teams who Finger got knocked out by a second League Two team. It doesn't matter. It's the FA Cup. I'm just saying I expected a win, but the way we played, the way the players looked, the way they responded after having a tough couple of weeks, it was very positive. The way that everything went on that day, the manager, the way he did set up, the way he spoke, the way the players were all together, it was a good day. And the way we played was very important because even if we won, say 2-0, 3-0, but we played good, but we didn't just do that. We absolutely demolished them. And they set up, how did they set up? They set up the way we cannot demolish teams. That's the way they set up. They set up in the low block. We can't demolish teams like that. We can't do that very well, and we did it. So that was a good sign to me. It was a very good response from the players, the manager, everyone involved. It was a very good positive response. I liked what I saw in that game. So to me, that's a good positive result. It's a very good, especially after what happened the last couple of weeks and in the 2 weeks where there was no football. And I think that actually helped. Rossini had a lot of players to work with a little bit more and to look at things, look at tactics a little bit more. And that really helped having those 2 weeks off as well.
okay, let's see the tactics against Manchester City. But again, I expect us to win. But hopefully, we don't do some crazy tactics against Manchester City because the
Doesn't
way
do
we
any
set up.
crazy tactics. It's not crazy. The players also have to execute. Let's not don't excuse the players as well because you're putting it all on
No,
the
I don't
manager.
excuse the players. But again, if the tactics is bad, the players will be exposed. Do you agree with that?
Of course, yeah, 100%. I agree with that.
Okay, then let's see. But again, I'm telling you right now, if you go to the final, expect Chelsea to lose the final, like especially Sinem Senior. I don't
Okay,
expect us to win
that's
the game.
fine. You can expect still a long way to go there, but I'm just saying it's not finished. I'm not going to judge him after he did so well those first 10, 11 games, and our last 4 games, unfortunately, not that well because he's a new coach at a new team, still figuring out everything out a bit better. And look what the 2 weeks did, having 2 weeks off and having a bit of time with the players. I think he did quite a lot in that 2 weeks. It really helped against, yeah, it's Port Vale. Like I said, expected to win. But the way we played and what we did in that game, how we did it, and having 7 different goal scorers, the way everyone played, I don't think there was one player that played bad at all, to be honest. So that was a good sign from what I saw, the team, the way they played. Because everyone was saying, oh, he's lost the dressing room. The players don't respect him. They don't like him. Well, I did not see that at all against Port Vale at all. Did you see that? Anything? Did you see anything at against that Port Vale?
No, I didn't see that.
Exactly. So you would see that, I think. You would see that some players slacking off, or you didn't see that. You saw 100% commitment from every single player. To me, that was a sign that they're still, they're still behind the manager. It's not that's not the problem for me. That is not the problem.
Let's see what will happen on Sunday against Manchester City. But again,
But yeah,
as a Chelsea
he's got to
fan,
prove himself till the end of the season. He's got to prove himself. Yeah, he's got to recover and prove himself.
100%, just like I said it, Hodge was having some bad runs, but again, the last few games at the end of the season, I think we had a run, and then We made it to the Europa League. Unfortunately, Manchester United won the FA Cup. We went to
Yeah,
the Conference League. Just like last season, even even Enzo Maresca had a bad run, and then at the end of the season, he had a good run, and we made it in the top four. So
yeah, we were in
let's
10th.
see
Yeah.
exactly. So let's
Yep.
see what will Lem Rosinia do, because for me
Usually what
personally, top.
happens, the better teams, the better players at the end of the season, if they're usually they start to rise to the top, and those better teams usually get better. They come together, and that's why you see a lot of surprise teams. They start dropping away at that last 10 games of the season because then they don't have those players usually. So we've got those players now, I think, especially after we did it. We did the same last season, and the Pochettino and the Maresca. We've done that, so we've got those players to do that now. So I think we're okay. We can do that.
Okay, let's see what is going to happen then. Uh, let's see, man. Let's see. Anything else you'd like to talk about before we wrap up? Because I think we cover some few things, even though we have some technical issues. I think would have been much better if we show some news items. But again, since we have technical issues, we can't share them. So anything like to talk
Yeah,
about?
we got some questions in the chat there, if you can see.
Uh, talk about this one.
Rich Money Maker's not that one. You can talk
Which
about that
one?
after as well.
Which one from Richmond Makers?
The next one up.
Says, ask Dante, why has the owners not got him more experienced coach to help him? I don't need to think
Who?
about who.
He's probably talking about Maresca, most likely. If he's talking about Maresca, then, um, yeah. Look, I think, like I said, I think Maresca, everyone was on the same page. He knew what the project was. They were on the same page. They got where they were because they were. And I think Maresca might have had a bit of a change of heart, or the Man City. We'll wait and see what happens with Pep and Man City, because if he does goes to Man City if Pep leaves this season, next season, and he goes there, we know why he left. Then Chelsea, most likely, we'll know why. So,
No, I don't agree with that.
what do you mean? If he joins Man
I,
City, you
I,
don't
I
think?
don't. So what you're basically saying that he left Chelsea because he knows that Manchester City are going to hire him.
Yes.
I disagree with that.
No. So if he joins Man City as soon as Pep leaves, you don't think that's the case?
No, I don't think that is the case.
Come on, Tobago.
No, Dante. I don't agree with that.
How can it not be the case if it was reported and they said that was probably the main reason why?
So okay, so now you believe the reports now, but sometimes when I talk about other reports, you don't
No, I
believe them.
said the report will be confirmed if he joins Man City as soon as Pep leaves, and he hasn't joined any other club. He's had time off.
For me, basically, I think it's going to Manchester City. But for me, I don't think it's the reason why he's going to Manchester City is because he knew they wanted him. The reason why he's pissed off, he had a tough four, won the Conference League, the Club World Cup, and he wanted some players in, and they couldn't sign some those players for him. And then now the season is not going according to plan. He started to fast and get pissed off the way we've been
So,
performing.
so because of, so what are you trying to say, that he can't win with the Chelsea he had?
Man, have you seen our center backs are so horrible? Garnacho is not an upgrade. Giti is not an upgrade. Lem Dilep is not an upgrade. So do you expect Enzo Maresca to perform some magic?
But that's what a coach is supposed to do. They signed those players specifically for him.
Oh no, I don't agree. He signed those players, so they signed for him.
They were for him, for his system. They were for him. He wanted the lap. He wanted
I
Garnacho.
disagree with that. I've
He
told you
wanted. He
several
said
times.
it
I don't
himself in an
agree.
interview. What are you talking about?
No, he will say that. Even Graham Potter, he said he wanted Enzo Fernandez. Do you think Graham Potter can tell Boyd he want Enzo Fernandez, Graham
Of
Potter?
course he would want it. What manager wouldn't want Enzo Fernandez after he won the
Come
World Cup,
on, man.
the young player of the
Do you
tournament?
even rate Graham Potter that highly to say you want Enzo Fernandez?
Okay,
Come
you
on.
are. I mean, he's a professional coach. You're disrespecting him by saying that. You're saying he's got no football knowledge. Well,
Yeah,
he's not a
exactly.
professional coach without being
So
having football knowledge.
come on.
Yeah, you're talking like he's an amateur. He's not an amateur, buddy. You can't.
He's an amateur, man. Even
He's
Lim
not an
Racine is an
amateur.
amateur.
He wouldn't be coaching at the top level if he was an amateur. So no,
Sometimes we can have lucky. Just like Lim Racine is lucky to coach Chelsea.
there's no luck at the top level. You're because you've coached or you've played at the top level. There's no luck
So so
involved getting
so
there.
who is Lim Racine then as a coach, as a player? What did he won then as a
He
player,
was a
as a
professional
coach?
player, wasn't he?
What did he win then? What did he achieve as a player?
I can't
Let's talk
remember
about
now
it.
what he won. He didn't play for a
No,
big club,
he did
but
nothing.
he was a professional player. He knows the environment. He knows England. He played in England. He was a
What?
professional player.
What is that, man? So that
What do you mean? What?
guaranteed to
He was a
coach
professional
a
coach as
big club
well.
like Chelsea.
Professional player and a professional coach. I mean, I don't know what what you
What did he
expect.
achieve? So that guarantee him to coach a big club like Chelsea.
No, it normally doesn't. But I told you why he
If
joined Chelsea.
if
But
I
you
hired
can't
a coach
say he's
that
not a
won trophies
professional because
before,
he's a professional.
the Glasner. That's why they won 2 trophies with him. But with Chelsea, man, I don't understand this, man. From Enzo Maresca to Lim Rosina, oh my gosh.
You don't understand it? That's fine. We'll wait and see what happens with William Rosenia. But like I said, I'm still, I'm not gonna rule him out. And like you say, how he's horrible, he's no good. He has no. I've seen that from past Chelsea managers, and I'm not gonna rule him out after 4 bad games. To be honest,
Just like
we're still
just like you and Coachella said, Lim Dinlep will be successful at
no.
Chelsea.
You agreed. You said Liam Delap is a good signing. You go back and
No,
look at the
no, no.
videos. It's recorded.
I'll go and check, but again, I disagree. I've told you that Lim Resin and Lim Dilep is not an upgrade.
Go
It's not
back
an
at
upgrade
the
to
videos and
Jackson.
have a look at what you said and what you agreed
So
with.
did I say it's an upgrade
And you
then?
said especially that Maresca knows him and loves him and wants him. You even
No,
said
no, no,
that
no,
as
no. I
well.
didn't.
So
No,
go
no,
back
no.
and have a look.
No, no, no. No way. No way. No
Yes, you
way.
said he was a good signing. I even asked you on here, is Liam Delap really a good sign? You said he's a good signing for especially for 30 million. He's a physical forward that is clinical. You said he's a good
No,
signing.
no,
You
no,
actually
no,
said that on
no.
here. You said he's a good signing. So what? All of a sudden you changed because
It's
he's no good?
clinical. Oh my gosh. I,
Tobago, I don't need to get
uh,
into it with you. You said that live, it's recorded. I don't need to go.
I didn't say that.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Maybe you forgot.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll give you that. No
Uh,
problem.
I,
I
I don't
remember
even forget anything.
specifically, even on here,
What
asking you about the lap. What do you think?
what about Ganacho then? Is it an upgrade?
No,
Oh
Garnacho,
my.
you didn't feel the same way about Garnacho. No, that's different. You didn't say that about Garnacho. I can. That's what I'm telling you. I remember specifically about the lap when he signed him, especially because Maresca really wanted him.
I disagree. I disagree. Enzo Maresca wanted Lim at Chelsea.
Okay, don't you got to forget Liam Delap was brought in as not a starter for Chelsea. He was brought in as a squad player. He was supposed to be him, Jackson, and João Pedro. So he was a good signing, actually. I agreed with you, and I thought exactly the same. He's a good signing for 30 million, a striker with physicality that we don't have, and not another option to bring off the bench and rotate. Perfect. What more do you want? With Jackson and João Pedro there, perfect. That's a good signing. And you agreed. You said the same thing.
I'll
We
go
didn't
check
sign him
it
to
then.
be a superstar signing. That was not what we signed him for. And I'm still
I'll
judging him, by the way. Yeah, he hasn't done that well, but he hasn't had a good run at it, unfortunately, with injuries and etc. Then the manager change. He hasn't done it yet. Yeah, he's been disappointing 100%, but I'm not giving up on him
that
yet.
guy's rubbish.
You can't say he's rubbish. How can you say he's rubbish?
It's not good enough for Chelsea. He
Okay,
is he's skipped baby steps. You know those baby steps, right? You need
okay,
to
no
go to
problem. That's your opinion. You
grade
can have your
one.
opinion.
You can go from primary school to a high school or college. He skips steps. He should have went to Crystal Palace, Fulham, maybe those kind of teams. Just like Lemru Senior, he should have went to those teams first
Okay,
before
but he didn't. He went
joining
to
Chelsea.
Chelsea. So you're saying for 30 million, Liam Delap at the time was a bad signing?
No, beside the money, it's not an upgrade to what we had last season. Did I say it's an upgrade?
But he was bought in for who? What did Maresca say in his press conference about Liam Delap before he signed him and after he signed him?
Man, every coach will say he wants good things about the players.
No, no, he was very specific. He was very specific about Liam Delap.
Nah, nah, nah. So even the reports were saying Graham Potter talked with Mikhail Modric about potentially coming to Chelsea. I was laughing at that. Graham Potter, Modric coming to Chelsea.
I don't know. I can't remember that, to be honest. I have no idea about that. Modric? Who are you talking
Ah,
about? Modric or Modric?
Modric,
Why,
Mikhail
why
Modric.
why couldn't he talk to Modric? What's wrong? Was Modric a superstar or something?
Man, leave the club PR and stuff.
Why wouldn't he be able to? I thought it was Modric. Well, that I agree with, but not Modric. What was Modric? A 20-year-old from Kiev. Why wouldn't Graham Potter, a professional, even if it was a Brighton in the Premier League, much better club, why wouldn't he be able to talk to Modric?
I don't agree to that. The only way you sign Modric is because Akbal is an opportunity and it started to pay. Just like the Enzo Fernandez, they signed the
No,
player without
that's
the
not the
coach
reason.
consent.
The reason was that he was a very good young potential superstar, up and
But
coming,
but
not a superstar, potential,
but
and we
but
paid a lot of money for him.
yeah, it doesn't matter. We paid a lot of money. All matters we signed the player without the coach's consent. So do you agree on that?
Of course, but
If even
why
even
wouldn't
let's
Potter
say
want? Why wouldn't he want
even
Modric?
for example, even Lukaku, do you think teacher wanted Lukaku then when we signed him?
Of course he did.
Ah man, come on. I
So why
disagree,
wouldn't you?
Dante.
You think he said no? I don't want Lukaku. Don't sign him.
Bro, when Lukaku was signed at Chelsea, even though he's my favorite, one of my favorite players, right? Uh, let's forget about that. We
Yeah,
all
exactly.
know
We know
that
that.
we all knew that Romelu Lukaku won't fit to the team under Enzo and under Thomas Tuchel. Of Thomas Tuchel, do you agree on that?
I had my reservations, but I didn't dismiss it completely because we saw the first few games he played. He was on
Are
fire.
you there?
Yeah, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Yeah, I said, yeah, I thought the same. I'm like, it's a risk. Not for the problem was that he was 100 million. That's the problem. That was the big problem for me because he's too much of a risk at that price. But is he quality? Can he do? He can. You saw the first few games. What did he do? He looked like a superstar the first few games he played for us.
100%.
So, uh, I mean, he could have done it, but I think it's the player was the problem as well. Obviously, the manager. You think Thomas Tuchel didn't sign off on getting Romelu Lukaku at $100 million? You think he wasn't involved in that at all?
I, man, he had to agree, unfortunately.
He didn't need to agree. He could have said, "No, I don't want him. I don't want that type of striker."
It's, I disagree.
Come on, man. Of course, he
I
just won the
disagree.
Champions League as well.
That time we sold Morata and then we wanted a striker. And then I think we wanted Lewandowski, even Harry Kane. And Lukaku was on the list as well. So why
Yeah,
we
but
couldn't
you're never
sign
gonna
Harry?
get Harry Kane. Never. You're never
Okay,
getting Harry Kane because Tottenham will
I
never
agree with
sell
that. I agree with that. Then why we didn't go for another striker, even though we couldn't get Lewandowski?
because Lewandowski didn't want to leave. He's a
No,
superstar at
no, no,
Bayern Munich. Some
no, no.
players don't
I'm
want to
saying
leave.
I'm saying, even when those we couldn't agree, get him, I agree on that. So why do we sign Lukaku and we all knew that he won't fit to
Well, you
the
think there's
Thomas
only three
Tuchel
players in
system?
the world we could sign?
Hmm?
Do you think there was only those three players in the world that we can sign, especially for 100 million? You can sign pretty much
Those
80% of the players
those three
anywhere.
but those three were basically linked to us. Only those three at that time, if I'm not
There was
mistaken.
like 20 strikers linked to us at that time because we were looking for a striker. There was so many, I lost count. I just don't
Ah man,
believe that. There's no chance Tuchel didn't have a hand in him saying yes to Lukaku. There's no way. Maybe it wasn't his first choice. Maybe, like you said, yeah, Harry Kane would be my first choice as well. But yeah, well, good luck. It doesn't mean anything.
I don't know. Big up to my bosses, big up Tebuko and Captain Dante. We need I says what we need experience. Let me do this. I think we need experienced players in the summer in order for us to challenge for the title next season. Challenge the title with Lim Rusini as a coach is a joke, man. We are not doing that with Lim Rusini
Yeah,
yet.
you
Just
sound
forget.
like Khan now. Even there, like that comment of Khan's there, what I can see, uh, he wants this car
It's
cash to
not
turn
ready,
around.
bro. It's not ready. Why can't you admit that it's not ready?
So you're saying
Teacher,
you want to lose.
I'm not saying you want us to lose, but again, do you
So
think
you wouldn't want
Lim
him to turn
Rusini,
this around and us, you know, finish say fourth and win the FA Cup. You wouldn't want that.
as a Chelsea fan, I want that, but in terms of reality, I don't believe he'll do that. In reality,
Yeah, but that's not. I'm not talking about reality. I'm talking about that mindset. But that's not a mindset to have. That's not. And
but
Khan's the same
but
there. I can see. Of course, I want him to turn this around. I want Chelsea to win. Of course, I want him to turn this around. And if he turns this around and we go on a winning streak and win these last games, like he did that first 10, 11 games, well, that gives me confidence that he can do it, especially after what we had these last few weeks. Well, that gives me a lot of confidence if he can do it and do that. And that should give everyone confidence. Now, if he
yeah,
doesn't do
that's
it,
our
that's fine. But if
opinion.
he
That's
does,
our opinion, Dante.
yeah, of course. But why wouldn't I want? He's saying that we shouldn't want this to turn around. We should basically lose. Why would I want that? That's just rubbish. I wouldn't. I'm sorry. I can't accept that. There's no
Uh,
way I want Chelsea to lose. Like I see so many fans
kind of
saying
says, Dante,
that they
I'm
want
joking. Come
Chelsea to
on, man. I
lose.
don't take it lightly. No one wants Chelsea to do badly. I don't want us to do badly as a fan, but again, I don't trust the coach.
Okay, you don't touch the coach. That's fine. But
It says if Enzo Maresca stayed the Chelsea would have challenged for the title
no,
by now. Play title with these players, with Garnacho, Gittins,
no,
Tosin, Trevor Chalaba, Barry Shile, Malo Gusto. Ah, come on, Robert
we wouldn't have.
Sanchez.
We wouldn't have. We
With
wouldn't have
those
done better
players,
with
come on.
Maresca. It would have been very similar, to be honest, because, like you said, yeah, unfortunately, we haven't hit on those players either. We haven't, unfortunately. Well, look, Garnacho hasn't done too bad if you look at his numbers. Gittins, unfortunately, has been out for a while now, but he's back. But yeah, we didn't really
It's
hit.
not back. He got another hamstring, Gittins.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, he's not back again. But that's what I'm saying. No, Maresca wouldn't have done better because we unfortunately we didn't quite hit on those players and some of those other players in defense and etc. They haven't taken the next step. So no, I don't think we would have hit. He would have done much better. He probably would have done very similar, to be honest.
Ganache out. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Anyway, Dante,
It's good to chat. Yeah, we haven't
I
been
don't
on for
have
a
a lot of
while.
things
So we've
to
got a
talk
lot
about
of things
because
to cover
I'm
because we
annoyed.
haven't been on for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, says Dante, you are giving your opinion about things which are the most treatable, not in cynic with reality. Hence, others have a right to uh, reboot that nobody has
Mhm.
a monopoly on Chelsea.
You
Uh,
have a right to your
Pep,
opinion 100%, so and I have my right to my opinion. But to say that we shouldn't turn this around, basically to lose, that we wouldn't want to turn this around, basically to lose to the end of the season and fail, well, I can't agree that. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna that should not be the mindset of a Chelsea fan, to be honest. You want Chelsea to
yeah,
succeed. It doesn't matter if it's you hate just because you hate Rafinha for whatever reason, it doesn't matter if he can turn it around. Like I said, we've seen it in history already. Poch did the same. Maresca did exactly the same. Every single fan was Maresca out after we had an 11 game window where we didn't win one game and we were in 10th. Everybody wanted Maresca out. So uh, a bad run of 4 games. I'm gonna give him the benefit of doubt for now. We'll see what happens till the end of the season. Uh, but I'm not gonna say I want us to lose just because I don't like Rafinha or I don't like the ownership and I want us to lose because of that. So it gets even worse. No, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do that.
no, same as like I said, I don't want us to lose. I don't want us to do badly. But again, I don't trust the coach. That's my opinion. I don't trust
No,
the
no,
coach
you
that
don't trust.
he will
You
do that.
don't like the coach.
It's not good enough, and then he will never be good enough in my eyes
There you go. That's
until
what
he
I'm
proves
telling you. You've already made your decision, which is well, you're free to do that, but that's not the right way to go about it, in my opinion. But you're free to
the
do that.
left. Yes.
No problem.
Yeah, I don't like the coach. I don't think he'll do well at Chelsea, in my opinion.
Just like a lot of play, I remember when Cucurella played inside,
No, no,
everybody
no.
hated him. Get him out. Get that big. What happened after? Well, okay, good. Caicedo when he first signed, first few games, get him out. 100 million world record fee. Get him out. Horrible. The worst signing in Chelsea history. Okay, look what happened. Maresca, exactly the same. Poch, exactly this. History
Uh,
just keeps repeating itself.
With Poch, let me tell you, Poch. With Poch, I said it that I don't want him from the beginning.
I said it as well. Yeah, I so did I. You know
With
that I
Enzo
did.
Maresca, I was on board with Enzo Maresca because I've watched
Oh,
some.
so you're on board with the championship manager.
But at least he was something as as a player and also as a coach. What did
Okay,
Lemur
yeah, he
Senior
was a
want?
professional player and he was a championship manager, but Rossini is not qualified enough.
Exactly. What did he will Senior want as a player or as a coach?
Okay,
He doesn't have an experience of winning anything.
okay,
Which experience does he have?
all right. You think he hasn't won anything at all? You think a professional
Eh,
player coming up through the ranks doesn't win nothing at all?
What did he win then? Let's talk about it.
No, he didn't win a big European Cup. No, he didn't because he didn't. No, definitely not. But to say he's never won nothing in his life, well, that's not actually true because
You
pretty
can
much
go
every
and Google
professional
it then.
player wins.
You can go and do your research. I'll be waiting then.
No,
What did he
I'm just
win?
giving you facts. Every professional player at the highest level, which he got to, wins along the way. That's how they
Which
get there.
win? What did he win then?
I- I'm talking about. I'm not sure if you're getting what I'm
Coachella is a
saying,
championship YouTuber.
but I'm gonna tell him that. I'm a boss. Be careful. Be careful. It's all right. We know you're joking. It's all good.
I don't. That's in my opinion, matter. But anyway, and
I know it's your opinion. I'm just saying you're contradicting yourself a little bit there. That's all.
no, but I'm honest, Dante. What did he win as a player or as a coach?
Yeah, but doesn't matter. He had the same experience as
Doesn't
Rosina
matter.
did. He had the same coach. Rosina had more coaching experience than Maresca.
Coach which clubs then?
He coached Hull in the. He coached Hull. He coached
Yes.
at Strasbourg as well. And the years he was coaching, he's got more first team coaching experience than Maresca had when we signed him. Yes, Maresca was an assistant most of the time. First team coach, Rosina had more first team coach experience than Maresca. So you can look at it whichever way, but that's what I'm telling you. You just don't like the guy. That's the big reason.
It's not good enough. That's it.
Okay, no problem. That's fine. We'll wait and see what happens if he's good enough or not.
Yeah, we'll wait and see then. I think we all have we all have a second opinion that we can give someone a chance. Okay, maybe I was wrong, but if Lemresina, what I'm seeing at the moment, and also I've watched Strasbourg. I've said he was doing good at Strasbourg, but again, the way his team got exposed, oh my gosh! At least Maresca won trophies than Arteta. Facts. Even Maresca won trophies as a player. And what did Lemresina won as a player? Nothing.
Yeah, nothing at all. No, zero.
It says sell Tosa and sell Ganacho, sell Neto. Man, if I'm going to talk about which players we should sell, I think it's 90% of our squad, and we spend over 2 billion, which is
It's not
crazy.
90%. Come on, that's you're overreacting there. It's not 90%.
Should I say? Should I name them?
90%. Do you know what 90% means?
Yeah, 90% of the squad.
You do realize what you're saying, how much 90% is.
Man, a lot of our players are crabs. Okay,
So you would
maybe
only
I'm
keep
being.
like 3 or 4 players.
Let,
Is that
let
what
me
you're saying?
say again.
So you would only keep like 3 or 4 players max. You wouldn't keep anyone else.
No, no, I didn't say 95 or 99. I say 90%. So it can be two players.
Well, 90% is that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Maybe you're talking about like 50, 60%, but not
No,
90%.
maybe seven, maybe okay, maybe okay. I will keep 30% of our players then. Let me say
Okay,
that.
yes. That's 70. That's not 90. That's what I mean. Don't say 90 because 90% means basically everyone.
No, no, no. It says, Deborah, would you take Camavinga at Chelsea? No, it's not good enough. Camavinga as well.
It's not good enough.
Camavinga, come on. Why does Real Madrid want to sell him then if he's good enough?
Well, because he's been there a very long time. And
He's
who knows?
23.
Maybe.
Charmaine has been there a long time than Camavinga.
Yeah, but Chomen is young, much younger.
No, no, no. Camavinga is much younger.
Isn't it? Isn't it like 24, 24, something like that?
Charmaine actually maybe is 25. Camavinga is 23.
For the older, he's older, isn't he? He's 23. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 25. Sorry, Tuchemeni is the older one, the 25-year. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Yes,
he was
25.
there at 19. He's been there 5 years. His contract is coming up. That's why. That's why they want to move him on because he might not want to stay. All
I,
he wants
I,
is a
I have
pay
a,
rise.
I have a, I have a sneaky feeling that Camavinga will come to the Premier League. He might join Manchester
Maybe,
United.
maybe we'll see what happens. But I think he will move
Yeah,
because his contract is up, and if he hasn't re-signed, well, they have to sell him. They have no choice. They're gonna have to sell him.
no, no. I think the reason why they want the midfielder and a top one this time.
Yeah, yeah, and they've got he's unfortunately one of the ones that has to go, but because he's not a guaranteed starter there, so he's not really. But he's a
Exactly,
very
that's
good
the
young player.
another
Don't
thing.
get me wrong.
So,
He's a very,
so,
very
so
good young
you,
player.
so, why would we sign a player that is not a starter at Real Madrid and bring me Chelsea to be a starter? That means it's not good enough at his respective
You see,
team.
you're not
And
taking
already,
Real Madrid players anymore. They're not good enough. Come
some
on,
some players are
you
not
see,
good enough at
you just
Real
said you want to
Madrid.
get rid of 90% of the squad, and you don't take a Camavinga at Chelsea.
Come on, is Camavinga better than Moises Caicedo, Lavia?
Lavia hasn't played that much, to be honest, so we don't
No,
100%
no.
know if
Let's
he's
say
better or
let's
not.
say a fit
He's
Lavia then
achieved a
a fit
lot more than
Lavia.
Lavia. He's won Champions Leagues and he's started in some of those and he's won cups. He's won the Spanish league as a starter. So yes, Camavinga, he's got a lot of experience behind him at 23 years of age, playing for playing for the biggest club in the world.
Abbas is full of
and for
jokes.
France as well.
Big up Ty, says big up Devo and Dante, big up bro. Ah man.
Yep.
Forget about my blurry screen. I'm having technical issues, guys. It says Kamavinga is better than Lavia, yes, on
Of course
paper.
he is.
For you
He is
guys, it's
because he
better.
achieved
I
a
don't
lot
rate
more.
Kamavinga.
So you wouldn't take Camavinga at Chelsea. You wouldn't
No,
add him
no,
as a
not
player to this squad.
not a chance.
Okay.
Chameni, yes, I will take.
They both start about the same amount of games. They rotate. So
And
yeah,
why
they
would
both.
why would we sign Kamavinga? Because our issue is not a midfield at the moment.
No, no,
Our
no.
issue is
Camavinga can play left back. He can play midfield. Yeah, he's a very versatile player, which that's why he would be good, to be honest.
you know we have two left backs at Chelsea at the moment. So why would you sign? Why would we think of him playing with left back? Our
No,
issues
no,
at
we
the
were
moment.
talking about you would get rid of 90% of the Chelsea squad, but you wouldn't bring in Camavinga. That's what we were talking about.
Yes, 100%. I wouldn't bring. I'll go for Chameni.
Okay. No
So
problem.
so so Dante, basically you're saying that we're going to win the FA Cup as well. Are going to finish in the top five.
Mm, I think we've got a very good chance of winning the FA Cup. Yes, I can't be 100% sure, but I think we've got a great chance to do it. And yes, I think we will finish probably fifth the way it's looking at the moment, to be honest.
Yeah, for me personally, Champions League spot I think is the most reasonable one. I think we might finish top five, but in terms of winning the cup with Lemro Senior, man, forget. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Even Eddie Howe, who is coaching Newcastle, is better than this guy. So
What does Eddie
uh,
Howe done in Newcastle?
won the Carabao Cup. He won a trophy,
Oh my
and then
goodness.
before that he took baby steps. He was coaching Bournemouth, right? And then he went to Newcastle, and
And
then
how
now
long has
I
he been
think
there?
I don't care how long he's been there,
And how many
but
how good players does he have? Very good players.
there are few good players there.
He had amazing players there, especially before. He had a very and he couldn't do nothing there.
Which players are you talking about?
What do you mean? He had Tanali, Gimeresh. What do you mean? He had Isaac up front when he was a superstar in the league. Isaac ripping it up.
And then he won the cup with Isaac Tenali, Gamares.
Yeah, yeah, but those most of those players are still there. Halls, Livramento, the other one, Trippier was there. The goalkeeper. They had so many good players, but he couldn't win anything.
So yeah.
Us with our youngest team ever, Maresca,
No, 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 no.
Todd,
Don't talk
we
about.
all finished above them every single year.
Okay,
Well, not one year,
let
I
me.
think. But yeah,
Okay,
no,
Dante. Let me make some call. I'm coming back right now.
okay,
Someone is
no
sending a
problem.
please call.
Tebego's camera is in the 1990s. Yeah, his internet. Yeah, it's better than my KFC internet. He's got he's a little bit better. I'm not sure what they do in South Africa there. Okay, kind of understand. Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, the way you said it and the way a lot of Chelsea fans are saying it, they basically want Chelsea to fail and they want Rossini to fail. And that means we're losing, us losing. Now, like I said, it's true. I'm sure you've seen it on X. And when you said that, well, you put yourself in that bracket because you basically said that the way you said it. Okay, you're joking. That's fine. It didn't sound like it, but if you say you're joking, that's fine. I understand. I take that, no problem. Yeah, the players, Mabast, yeah, that the players need to take responsibility as well, not just Rafinha. Yes, tactics obviously are important, the way we play, but I mean, he didn't. We haven't played quite that much different. Yeah, in a couple, few of the games we maybe did, but we didn't play that quite different. He tweaked it a little bit, but it wasn't that a mad drastic change or anything too crazy, to be honest. So yeah, the players need to take a lot of responsibility as well, 100%. Uh, it's not just on Rafinha. And like I said, yeah, okay, the last four games they haven't been very good. Rafinha has blame in those, definitely. But I'm not just going to turn around and say he's the worst coach in the world. I don't like him. I hate him. Get him out. He's failed already. Well, the season's not finished. I can't say anything like that. I'm not going to say that because the season's not finished. And like I said, we saw that with Poch. We saw that with Maresca. We were on a much worse run with Maresca. So let's give him to the end of the season and back him and back the players and let's see what they can do. If they can finish it off well, if we end up in the Champions League again and maybe an FA Cup, well, that's a pretty good season considering, especially what happened, 3 months ago with Maresca, that he walked out for whatever reason. So people need to take some of those into account. Things like that. Not it wasn't. I don't think it helped at all. Obviously, and whoever's ever fault that is, whatever. It's everyone's probably fault. Everyone had a bit of fault in that. Ownership, the manager, everyone had. But you know, to rule it out and to just tell him he's rubbish, he's crap. When 5-6 weeks ago, everyone was praising Rossini, saying, "Oh, thank God we got Rossini. He's better than Maresca." Yeah. We haven't lost the first 10 games, blah blah, and then we lose four in a row, and that's it. It's over. Get him out. He's the worst ever. Well, yeah, it's a bit too early. Just for me, in my personal opinion, it's a little bit too early. Yeah. DJ Saf saying there, yeah, it was bad. Yes, it was bad. Losing how we lost to PSG, it was definitely bad. Although we were very, very good, I think, in that game up until that 75th minute. We were extremely good. So, unfortunately, I'm not sure what happened there, to be honest. But yeah, the Newcastle, I think the Everton one more than anything. That was didn't expect that. That was definitely a bad loss. But like I said, I think yes, it's Port Vale. We all expected us to beat Port Vale, but the way we beat Port Vale, I think the way the players responded, the way everyone looked, the way everyone was hungry, the way they played from the start till the finish, not just 2-3-0 up, give up, pass the ball around, no bother. That looked like a squad that was together to me, and that looked like a squad that's still playing for that manager. And no, I don't think they've given up on the manager, not after seeing that. Uh, so I don't think that is a problem, to be honest. I think they wouldn't have played that way we did against Port Vale if that was the problem, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm not going to give up on the team or the manager at the moment. For me, it's too early, but everyone's got their opinion, of course.
Yeah, I'm back now, Dante. I need
Thanks.
to.
Thanks. You make me talk so much. My throat is sore now.
Yeah, and then unfortunately, man, I need to go somewhere because of the reason why I ended this. I went off. I wanted to call someone, and then
It's fine, man. Yeah, I can't
unfortunately,
talk too much anymore anyway. My throat's
yeah,
finished as well.
yeah. I'm seeing a lot of comments here, so
Yeah, they're into it.
big
We're
up.
talking. I'm trying to answer everyone. They're really going at it, everyone. So that's good. Good to see.
Yeah, so unfortunately, guys, I can't respond to your comments because I need to do something right now. So
Yeah, I
big
think
up
people have
everyone that is watching.
missed the stream because Coachella has decided to take an extended absence of leave. He's been taking too long. So we're gonna have to have a chat to him about that. Yep,
Yeah.
too long.
Anyway, if I'm free next week, I'll do this the same stream, maybe with a phone as well, and then we'll have some other time to fix some technical issues as well.
All good. Appreciate it
Yeah.
anyway.
So yeah, I know some people are joking that my stream is doing blah blah. I'm sorry that it's okay. So anyway, thank
It's not
guys
my
for
KFC
watching.
stream this time.
Yeah, say again.
It's not my KFC stream this time, so it's fine.
Yeah, you hacked my Wi-Fi. It's fine. Yeah. So thanks for coming and then for a good chat. Uh. Anyway, thanks my boss on the chat. Coach, not Coachila, DJ Sef, Ty. We had Khan. We had the Brav. We had the Rich Money Makers. Up the channels, guys. See you in the next stream, and hopefully we beat City to have a good run until the end of the season.
Take care,
Up the
guys. Bye.
channels.